Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. So about a week ago from the time I am filming this, I posted over on my Instagram story and here on YouTube, tell me your unpopular doll opinions, because I like to do this every couple months because we get new subscribers, we get new doll stuff, people's opinions change. It's just really fun. So unpopular ones at that to make it even more fun and dramatic. I will say that the Instagram answers will be in a separate video, so it's kind of like a part 2 to this. I'm not quite sure when that one's going to go up, but we're going to do this one first because it had a lot. There was a lot more here and I was like, okay, it has to be 2 separate videos. So this is just reacting to my subscribers' unpopular doll opinions. So again, I want everybody to remember this is just for fun. If you disagree with some of these opinions, that's totally fine, because if we all had the same opinion, life would be pretty boring. I have to stress this because people just don't know how to accept others, thoughts and feelings that are different than theirs. Anyway, in no particular order, I actually have not read any of these yet, so this is going to be really fun. So let's get into it. All right, first up, the original Barbies are ugly, but with a good design, their reproductions or Silkstone versions can be ugly in a cute, charming way. So you guys know I don't collect Barbies, so I don't pay attention to them not because I hate them, because I know if I started really, really looking at them, like I've done some of the other doll lines I now collect, then I'd want to collect them. So this one, I really don't know. Obviously I know what the Barbies look like and stuff, but I don't really have any opinion on this because, yeah, I do think that, some of the newer Barbies are just really absolutely not it, but I don't know. That same subscriber also says G3 Monster High is better than the first 2 generations. I will say it is better than G2, but G1, I don't think anything will ever top that. I have 2 big issues with G3. One, they don't come with stands and they have all their weird little unnecessary food accessories and stuff like that. We could do without that and have stands instead. And 2, some of the clothing pieces and facial expressions on the dolls make them look extremely childish. So I know in G2 they were going for a bit more younger and youthful look, and then I think they really, really went for it here for some of the dolls. Claudine and Laguna in particular with look and style. So I think G1 is absolutely the best. If I had to rank them, it would be G1, G3, and then G2. So, yeah, I don't know. I know a lot of people are super, super fans of G3, and I, of course, absolutely love it. It's not bad. These are just the things that I would tweak, but if it is your favorite generation, that is fantastic. Frankie Stein does not look good in pink. I'm sorry, but I just don't think it's her color. So I'm trying to think, as I'm reading this, I'm trying to think of all the Frankie Steins that have pink in them, and the only one that's coming to my mind is Dawn of the Dance. But I do agree in the sense, you guys know pink is my favorite color, but I don't think Frankie in G1, 2, or 3, I do not think pink suits that doll. There are just some dolls, I don't understand why they accent their outfits with certain colors, but I don't think pink is a Frankie Stein color, so I agree with this one. LOL dolls are ugly. So you guys did not hold back on these. And if you're referring to the LOL tots, I will agree with you. They're definitely, they're interesting. I have decided I'm not going to call dolls ugly anymore because some people may think they're really pretty. And I myself think that some dolls like Rainbow High and Bratz, I think they're really, really pretty. And they're not your typical realistic looking doll. And I'll admit, when I first looked into the LOL franchise, I was like, oh my God, these tots, they're just, no, not for me. And so that's when I discovered OMG. And if this person is referring to OMG as ugly, I can understand they are a bit off-putting and it takes some time to get used to them. I thought they were, I was not a fan of them at first, but something pulled me in. Mine are still in storage yet. I haven't actually parted with them. But yeah, I understand that this is a doll line that is it has its respective audience and its diehard collectors and stuff like that, but they're definitely very unique. Rainbow High Karma clothes are beautiful, and I love her second outfit so much. The second outfit is definitely superior than the first, but Karma, I really have a terrible time with that doll because I don't like her shade of green. First of all, she's green, and then she's lime green, and I think Karma is my least favorite shade of green. and her second outfit is definitely much better than the first. 70s Barbie was the best era, and Rainbow High has gotten really boring. So again, first of all, I wasn't even alive during the 70s. Like that, my parents were kids during that time, so I'm not quite sure. And I actually haven't really researched the Barbies a whole lot from different decades, as I said previously. But I do know that like people are a big fan of like 70s, 80s, and 90s Barbies, just from what I've seen. My Barbies were from like the early 2000s. But as far as Rainbow High, I absolutely agree on that. Now, the day I'm filming this, we did receive leaks of the runway line. So hopefully we've got some really awesome stuff coming up from Rainbow High and MGA, and hopefully will get us out of this Rainbow High drought we're in. More dolls should have short/textured hair, and you guys know that we all kind of agree on this. I think that Rainbow High is kind of getting into doing this a little bit more because Michelle's hair is shorter. I think they need to do a little bit more on a textured front, but I think it was really cool when they did the micro braids, like with Vanessa, and then OMG had the micro braids quite a few times. Now, those are the doll lines that just come to mind. Obviously, American Girl does have textured hair, but there's all different types of textures and lengths and hairstyles and types that you can definitely choose from, and I don't think there's one specific line that represents them all. But if you look at like the whole doll world, like as a spectrum, you kind of see that like every brand at least has like a different type of hair length, texture, or type. Hopefully that makes sense. Also, if my voice sounds weird in this second half of the video, I am filming this second half while I am sick because I'm feeling better now, but I really know you guys want this video. It's kind of been in the works for a little while, and then I got sick, so hopefully I can get this out for you guys and everything will be okay. The newest American Girl doll molds outcompete the classic mold by a landslide. So I always say, if we didn't have the classic mold, we wouldn't have American Girl. But in terms of where the classic mold ranks, for me, it's definitely on the lower end. But is it an ugly mold? Absolutely not. And that's not what this person is saying it's either. But it's kind of just like, yeah, the newer ones, obviously they're going to be better and more improved. I really do like that they're bringing back the Marie Grace mold. I like the Corinne mold. Very, very cute. Obviously the Jess mold is going to be my favorite, but that's not one of the newer ones. But I do really like all of the new features that they are, you know, kind of exploring and experimenting with, and all the different combos and things. I absolutely love that. And yeah, the classic mold, it's an oldie but a goodie, but we definitely need newer molds, or just more use of molds that haven't been used, because the classic mold has been used way, way too much. Mermaids was everything and more, and literally the world was wrong for feeding them to these scavengers. Okay, so these dolls, I never wanted to collect them. You guys do know that I really do like mermaids, but I was never really a fan of their faces, or the fact that they look like they'd be really difficult to display and stand up. I did think their tails were really cool, and I kind of liked how they were displayed in their boxes, but I was never really a fan of these dolls. I don't like any dolls that are unrealistic looking. That is why I can't stand Bratz, Rainbow High, Monster High, and such exaggerated dolls. I only like AG dolls, and even then, I don't like the ones with the artificial hair colors. I think that it's a fad that has passed its prime. Okay, so basically then the rest of this talks about how the American girls with the unnatural colored hairs can't really wear all the clothes. And being someone who has owned dolls with natural and unnatural colored hair, I do agree with this to an extent to when it comes to the American Girl point of view, because yes, it is kind of hard to, if you're someone who really cares about, you know, the way your doll looks in her clothes, like to a serious extent, like it's going to bother you if her hair clashes with her outfit, and I am that person, then yes, the unnatural colored hair dolls probably will bother you. And I was willing to give them a shot. I did. It didn't work out very well, but I have since moved on, and I don't bear any ill will towards those dolls. As for the other lines mentioned in this, you guys know those are 3 doll lines that are very near and dear to my heart, just like American Girl is. And I grew up collecting Bratz, so like I understand how Bratz are known for being misproportioned, and obviously Rainbow and Monster High, it's Rainbow High, it's who they are. That's part of their gimmick, is to be all rainbowed. And Monster High, obviously, they're supposed to be very, very unique. And I think that it's really cool for doll lines to branch out instead of the stereotypical blonde-haired, blue-eyed, skinny Barbie. I think it's just really, really incredible for them to branch out like this. And obviously, all doll lines aren't for everyone. We just all have to learn how to respect each other's opinion. And I always say, if all of our opinions were the same, everything would be really, really boring. The streaks in Nikki Hoffman's hair, also the 90s, are not historical. So I love the streaks in Nikki Hoffman's hair. That is one of my favorite features about her. That's why I love doing this, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm so obsessed with this thing. And some of you are like, no, this is my least favorite thing about this doll. Also, any period in time is going to be historical. The 90s are historical because when you look at it now, it was almost 25 years ago. So whether we like it or not, we are actually living, breathing history, because someday the 2020s are going to be historical. So yeah, it's a little weird, but it is a part of history. I like the newer AG faces better than the old pleasant company. I know that I'm in the minority. I do like the older clothing and accessories better. Okay, so for me, you guys know face molds is a little bit hard for me with all doll lines with my visual impairment. So I try and see if I can compare like the older and the newer classic mold, and I just can't do it. It doesn't look any different to me, like no matter how much I stare at it. So I really can't comment on liking older versus newer when it comes to face molds. However, I do prefer pleasant company clothes and accessories, just like this viewer does. Unconventional themes and designs are an essential part of having a doll brand. This kind of goes along with what I was saying back to the not liking of the strangely proportioned dolls or dolls with the different color hair. Everything needs to be unique, and they're going to branch out and push the envelope as much as they can to become different, and it just makes you remember that thing more. And yes, it's just everything is new and different, and I'm not a person who likes change, so yeah. Was it weird for me to see American Girls with colored hair? Yes, it was absolutely strange. Do I like them? No, but do I accept the fact that things have changed and other people like them? Yes. So it's okay. This is all part of how the doll world evolves. I think Daphne's outfits are actually really cute. So this is referring to Rainbow High Daphne Minton, and while she is a mint color, it's a beautiful color. A lot of people dislike her outfits, and I actually do as well. I used to like them, not necessarily the pants, but honestly, after looking at them, I really can't get behind them, and I really don't like them. But if you like them, that's totally cool. I don't like Leah Clark. So Leah Clark is American Girl of the Year 2016. Leah is actually the first doll I ever took pictures of. So I thought she was so special in my collection that I actually gave her my middle name. So Leah is really, really important to me. A lot of people absolutely adore her, and she's extremely photogenic. She is one of the most photogenic dolls I've ever seen. So I don't really think I've come across a lot of people that don't like her. So this one was really, really interesting for me. I only like mermaid dolls with non-removable tails. To me, the cloth tail over legs just isn't as good. So I'm sure this is probably referring to a specific doll line that just does the legs over the cloth tail. Now, for me, I don't actually know what lines have the set tails and what lines you can turn them into a human. I'm not really sure. I wonder if that probably is in reference to the new Little Mermaid dolls for the live action movie. I'm not entirely sure. I don't think I ever had any mermaid dolls growing up, so I don't really have an opinion on this. I don't know. I'm not sure on this one. Sorry, guys. I believe Rainbow High and Barbie are both awesome, and I enjoy collecting them both the same. So I've said this before, I would love to collect Barbie, but I'm never going to, because I know if I do, I won't be able to stop, and it will just be equally dangerous. So I don't have anything against Barbie. I'm just not collecting her, because I know if I did, there would just be so many dolls. I don't know, maybe in the future, but yeah, I have nothing against Barbie. I think that obviously it's a lot of Mattel versus MGA, blah, 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 but I think as collectors, we really shouldn't let that bother us, and we should just collect the dolls that make us happy. Not a huge fan of the 90s American Girl doll twins, Nicky and Isabel. Not sure why, they're just boring. I like Courtney better. So this is actually the first time I've heard someone prefer Courtney to the twins. I like the twins as dolls, okay? I am waiting for their collections to evolve and get better. When Courtney dropped, she had kind of a lot in her collection, and I know we have to get used to the new way of American Girl, so they don't really drop with a lot of stuff, and then hopefully things get added as time goes on. With these two, I know it was a bit confusing because they were both launched together, and then they had a pair of pajamas and then like a hobby outfit. So technically you only have 3 outfits per doll, but 6 outfits in total. So yes, that's a lot, but again, that does seem a little bit boring to me. I know some people find their appearances boring, which I can't agree with, but I do think they're very cute, and I don't want to say, like, if somebody looks like that, I don't want them to think that, oh, I look boring, because I'm your basic blue-eyed, blonde-haired girl, okay? So, like, when people say, you know, Kit and Kirsten look really boring, I'm not like, oh, so my looks are boring, okay? Like, I don't know if, I hope this makes sense, but I don't know. I've seen a lot of people actually really like them, but I've seen a lot of people that are like, no, I don't really, they're just not it for me, and that's totally okay. I personally love them. I wasn't sure if I was going to, but I absolutely do. I'm actually going to cut this off right here. There's going to be a part 2, hopefully covering the rest of the YouTube comments, and then maybe if I can squeeze in the Instagram replies too, so that doesn't have to be its own separate video, but we will see, because we still have quite a lot of opinions to get through. I really, really love when you all interact with me like this and really show me like how you're feeling and what your thoughts are on dolls and things like that. I absolutely love it. So please remember to keep everything respectful in the comments down below, especially to those who shared with us in the video today. If you have not already, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to join the fam, and tap that really cool notification bell so you know the exact moment I post a new video. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, everybody.